Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. I am finally doing the what's on my iPad video. Some of you guys have been requesting for this video because a lot of my studying stuff and a lot of my school content is on my iPad. This iPad is mainly just used for school. I don't really use it for anything else. A lot of my school and editing is done on my iPad. I used to do all of my school and my editing on my computer, and that is why my computer is pretty slow right now. I think just downloading CapCut on my computer just ruined the whole thing, and it's just been so slow. Alright, so this is where I do all of my editing, all of my schoolwork. It's on this little iPad. I believe this is the iPad Air 16. I've got this little magnetic case on it. It's this cute little bluish purple color. I like to say it's purple, but some people think it's like a sky blue. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but I personally just say it's purple. What I like about this case is it has this little like compartment over here. You can just attach your pen right over here. And then I also got this attachable keyboard with it. I honestly haven't been using this keyboard. This was just in case I needed it for editing. By the way, this is not an Apple pen. I actually just got this from Amazon. Not too sure what that is, but it was a random one I found on Amazon. I can try finding the link for it. My front screen is literally just so random. It just has, I have a pink background with bows and then little cherries. I believe I just found this on Pinterest. And then on the side here, I do have a few widgets. It's just the weather, battery percentage, and then we've got a little cool clock. Even though I do not read that, I just kind of have it there. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first page. This one is just very generic. I have like the general apps, FaceTime, maps, and all of that. There is nothing really here. By the way, the background is also this baby pink color. I kind of made it very basic and generic. One thing I've noticed is with my home screens, I like to keep them plain. I don't like to have like a lot going on in the background because then it just looks like overstimulating and just like really hard to look at your screen. But my second page is where I actually have more apps listed. So then I have two different subgroups that have different apps in them. The first one, I honestly don't name these subgroups. Even on my phone, I don't really name a lot of them. I kind of just use an emoji. So that's where I have that. The first one, of course, is CapCut. This is where I literally do all of my editing. It does take me a while, I won't lie, on this iPad, but it's a lot faster than what my computer was. My computer, let's just say, it really slowed down, and it was really difficult to just edit one video because things would just get really wonky. And basically on CapCut, I just kind of have it open like this. I have the media side where I have all of my videos imported here. Audio, that's where I find a lot of like my music, but at the same time, CapCut has copyrighted music. So if you noticed, I haven't really been using that. I've been importing my own music. Another feature I like to use, of course, is the text. They also have auto captions, but a lot of times if you've seen my editing, I am typically gonna be using the Montserrat. That's the typical font that I like to use. Or I'll also use Helvetica Bold. So that's a little review of my CapCut, but if you do want like a full how I edit video, I can for sure do something like that. The second one here is Canvas. This one I use for school. A lot of my classes are uploaded here. I'm not gonna open this one up, where I find all my assignments, things that are due. So it's really nice to just have it on this iPad. Even though I do get notifications from my phone, I think just having it in two places is really nice. And then of course, Google Docs. I use this one a lot, but again, I do a lot of my typing on my computer, but it's nice to just have it synced over here so that I'm able to find everything I need, and if I need to download it or upload it to Canvas directly from my iPad, I'm able to do that. I also do like using Google Docs just to make notes. Like, I don't know what it is, it's just really nice to just have here. And again, sometimes I will use this keyboard. The next app is GoodNotes. If you've watched my study content before, you know that I've been using GoodNotes. I also love using OneNote. I feel like OneNote is the main one that I use for note taking, but GoodNotes is really nice for just like quick writing or just practice, and it's just really nice how they lay it out as like a paper sheet, if that makes any sense. Normally for GoodNotes, I use my shared notebooks because that's the ones that are shared from my computer, so that I'm able to open it on my computer and my iPad. So basically I just go to the shared section and I have 3 notebooks here. I used GoodNotes a lot for like a lot of these classes when studying for exams. This was my nutrition class, which by the way, a very wacky and crazy class. And as you can see, I used it so much for a lot of my classes for highlighting. It's really nice for like mind mapping and making different like study notes is also really nice, but OneNote doesn't have it laid out like a paper. It's kind of just like an endless paper. And while we're on the topic of note taking, I do want to introduce you guys to OneNote as well. This is where I do my main note taking for all of my lecture slides. So when I'm actually in lecture, I'll upload all of my slides here and then do little annotated notes on the side. You can see that my fall and winter semester classes are just laid out over here, and then for each different class class, I have different weeks, so week 1, 2, 3, and then I just have the lectures underneath them. I think it's just very straightforward and easy to use. Okay, so the next few apps are kind of generic. PowerPoint, we all know what PowerPoint is. This one I don't use too much. I don't have too many like slideshow presentations to do in my classes, so that one's kind of just there. I don't even know why I downloaded it. Anki, of course, you guys know I love using Anki. I don't have the Anki app on this. I use Anki Web. You actually have to pay for the Anki app, which I have that on my phone, but I didn't really need it on my iPad. So the only thing is the cool layout that you have on your laptop doesn't transfer on to your iPad and iPhone. So it's kind of more of an ugly layout when it comes to Anki, but it's still very convenient to have. I have like a whole Anki video out if you do want to watch that, but I will be making an updated version kind of like closer to the school year. If you want that to come out earlier, let me know. If you haven't used Anki before, it's literally just a flashcard app. You're able to go through your notes and just do flashcards. It's kind of a similar layout to what OneNote is. I kind of just keep different sections for different classes, and then for each lecture I have different flashcards, and then I make a major slide deck with just like final exam content. The next app we have is Notebook LM. This one I don't think I've ever talked about on this channel, but basically able to put your lecture slides in, and it makes you like a lot of different things. You can ask for flashcards, you can ask for a podcast, like a summarized page. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. So I have this podcast pulled up.
Usually water mixed with wood ash or calcium hydroxide, which is known as slaked lime.
And what does that do?
Like, it literally makes you a full AI generated podcast between 2 people. And this one was around an hour long, but it explained the whole lecture in so much detail. And then the last app is kind of random. I have Simply Piano. I was actually learning piano, I think the winter break of last year. So that's why I kind of just have that there. I have not opened it ever since. It's kind of just sitting there. Okay, and then we have another section. My sister also sometimes uses this iPad, so she also kind of has her apps in here. So these ones are mainly hers. She has Canva, Pinterest, and Procreate. I actually do use Pinterest, but then you have to, oh my god, you have to click on the actual thing and it kind of disappears. But the main apps I have here is Roblox, Heyday, and Subway Surfer. I personally haven't not played a lot of these in a while. Yeah, that was basically all that I have on here. I don't actually use my iPad too much for like general stuff. I would say having an iPad has really kept me like more organized than normal, and it's also really helped with note-taking during school and also editing as well. This has helped me a lot because it's a lot more efficient and faster than my computer. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you want an updated Anki video, which I will be doing very soon. If you haven't watched my What's on My iPhone or my Anki content, go and check that out. I'll have everything linked down below. Also, I will link down below the keyboard and also the pen if I'm able to find it. Make sure to subscribe and like. We are literally so close to 10K, which is crazy. We are literally almost there, so make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. I love reading all of your comments, and I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.